Hey y'all, this is Paul with Youngblood Law. I want to talk quickly about a couple of myths that persist in family law in Texas. It's I don't know where these come from, but there's three main myths that I think come up a lot. And I don't know how to break this cycles, but I'm just going to try to put this information out there so it can help people avoid thinking these things are true. First is that when a child is 12 or 13 or 14 or 15, they can tell the court where they want to live. Y'all, that's a myth. Here's what the law says: the law says, on the motion of a party or on the court's own motion, the court shall hear a child 12 or older's preference as to which parent they want to live with. Okay? That is not the deciding factor, and it is just a factor. I mean, imagine a situation where the child comes in and says, "Hey, judge, I want to live with dad because man, there's nothing but fun and lots of weed and partying and strippers and everything at dad's house." Well, clearly that's not a good environment for a 12-year-old kid, right? Um, and so if the court feels that the kid only wants to live with a parent because there's no rules at parent's house, well, that may not be the best interest of the kid. Likewise, well, if that parent has proven history of being dangerous, a lot of drunk driving convictions, long history of drug or alcohol abuse, family violence concerns. So just because a child 12 or older tells a judge they want to live with this parent or that parent doesn't mean that that's what happens. So please don't tell your friends that, well, when your kid's 15, they can tell the court where they want to live, because that is 100% not true. Now, here's one thing that you do need to consider. A 12-year-old child shall tell the court their preference. That is, the court shall hear it. That doesn't mean every single child has to go and meet with the judge. It doesn't also mean that children below 12 can't talk to the judge. It just means that the judge may talk to them or may not. But as a child ages, a 16, 17-year-old kid tells the judge unequivocally, "I want to live with mom," or "I want to live with dad," it becomes harder for the court to ignore that, because the last thing anybody wants is a child compelled to live with a parent they don't want to live with, right? That's going to be a nightmare for freaking everybody. So myth number one is when a kid is a certain age, they can tell the court where they want to live. Myth number two is I can terminate my rights to my kid to avoid paying child support. No, you can't. So here's what happens. As a parent, the state recognizes and believes that you have a duty to support and care for and raise this child. So we see it all the time where people will come in and they'll say, "Hey, I want full custody. I want full custody of the kid." And you're like, "What do you mean? You haven't had squat to do with this kid your whole life. Now that mama's suing for child support, now you want to be full custody. You want to be super dad, right?" Well, then when they find out that they're not going to get full custody and they're going to get assessed child support, now they say, "Well, what does it take to just terminate my rights?" Well, so what you mean is, a minute ago you were going to be super dad. When you found out that wasn't going to get you out of paying child support, now you don't want anything to do with this kid. I can see how sincere you were with wanting to be super dad. And I say super dad, I've seen moms do it too, right? So it goes either way, but a deadbeat comes in all shapes and sizes, all genders. That's not the point. The point is, there's not an escape hatch where you can just say, "Hey, you know what? I don't think I should have to pay child support, so I just don't want to see the kid at all. So I'm going to sell my time with the kid in exchange for child support and just terminate my rights." No, that's not how that works. You have a duty to support the kid, and that's how the court sees it. A related matter to that is the escape hatch. Unfortunately, in family law cases, there's not a situation where you can just say, "I'm done with these proceedings. I just want the case dismissed." Okay? If you're the one who filed the case and the other party doesn't file in, you can dismiss the case if you want. But if the other party filed the case, you can't just dismiss, right? You're either a part of the case or you're not, but whether you want it to continue or not doesn't matter. You can't make them not pursue the case. So here's what happens. You say, "Man, why won't she just leave me alone? I don't want this case. This is the third time we've been to court in 5 years. I'm over it. She doesn't have a case. She's just harassing me. Tell her to stop." There is no such thing as make her drop her case. If a parent thinks they have a case, you have to see it through. Here's what you can do. You can not participate, and you can file an answer, and you can say, I'm not going to participate, or you just don't file an answer at all, and then that other parent's going to get everything they want in court. They don't have to stop because you don't participate. So there's 3 myths. One is that a child of a certain age tells the court where they want to live. 2 is that you can terminate your rights if you don't want to pay your child support. And 3 is you can dismiss a case because you just don't want to mess with it anymore. Y'all, if you have a case in the family law world, it's got long-ranging, ramifications that can last decades. Trying to get, what are we going to do with these kids? So a single order could last for, 15, 16, 18 years. So you've got to take it seriously. You've got to do the good work, and you need a lawyer who understands what the heck is going on. And if you need that help, give us a call. Youngblood Law. Find us on the web at divorceinnovation.com, or you can call us at 817-601-5345. We're happy to talk to you. And before you move on to your next, make sure this spouse is your ex. We believe that's always good advice. Have a good day. Bye-bye.